Good morning. It is Monday, President's Day. So I want to give a big shout out to President Trump. Hopefully he gets elected this year and the election isn't rigged like last time. Whether you like that or not, I don't really care. We need him, trust me. But today I am replacing the check valves on my 2x2 system. I got them. It's a very cheap fix. Got a bag of them. Here's what they are. They got a little spring in there. When we put the 2x2 system on last year, they brought new check valves down with the system, but they brought the wrong check valves. So we had old ones around here, and we just put them on. And I ran into a problem where when I was painting, I would have one of them that wouldn't work, and it got like a little spring and like a little rubber something in here. I don't know what you would call it, diaphragm. Well, it was getting stuck, and the springs were old and weak or rusted out or something. But I had to keep taking them apart because they would, instead of going down here, they would start running out of here. And every time I took them apart, everything was stuck on them. And I don't know how old they were, but we got through with them. So, water planner's in here. She's getting it fixed because I don't want any, as expensive as everything's going to be and as low as the commodity prices are. I saw last year that was the main issue I think that was the only issue we actually had with the planner last year, was that some of these would get stuck, and it would spew out around them. So I'm not wasting any fertilizer. So even though I got out, and your rim balls will tell you when something's not working. So I would get out and check that row, and every time it was these things. So I'm going to go ahead and replace 16 of them, put the new ones on, which they should have brought the new ones because I'm sure we still got charged like they put new ones on. But instead of trying to fool with John Deere and Salisbury and argue with them about not doing something, I'd rather just go ahead and do it and be done with it. So that's what's happening today. Getting them put on. Really, you just unscrew it, screw the new one on. That should be it. Pretty simple. So, pretty much that's all it is. Now I am going to save the old one just in case I have an emergency, because there is some of them that are good. So, I'm going to definitely save them. But that's the gist of it. I'm not going to bore you with having to watch every one, but did that one. I'm going to go ahead and just yank them all apart, hurry up and replace them, and then that part will be done. And then I did have an O-ring on the other side. I noticed at the end of last year, one of these little O-rings over there on my shutoff. She's got shutoffs for her fertilizer swath control. One of them started leaking a little bit towards the end of the year. But I gotta have the planter folded open to do that, so I'm gonna go ahead and change all these out, grease everything up, and then probably fold her open just enough to get in there to the other side. And I don't think I have that style O-ring, but I gotta get one. But at least I can get it out and see what it is. And other than that, she's pretty much ready to roll, other than pulling her out, measuring her back up for the computer inside, and getting. I'll probably get deer down here when I hook her back up again for planting set my pages and make sure I got all my swath, because she's got swath for the row units and she's got swath for the fertilizer, the 2x2. So I want to make sure that both of them are set, because when I'm coming into my inrows, I want my seed to cut off about 8 inches prior to the first inrow, so I can get the snout through there. And then, but I want the fertilizer system to stay on, you know, a fraction longer, so when the seed cuts off and I'm going into my headlands, you know, that the 2x2 is about 12, 16 inches back, something like that. Well, you can see, here's my fertilizer and then here's my row unit. So that's going to shut off first, but I want my 2x2 to stay on so it finishes fertilizing that row up, you know, up to that 15, 16 inch mark, and then it'll shut off. And then when I come back in, turn around and come back in, I want my seed to come on first, and then I need my 2x2 to come on right after the seed comes on, not at the same time, because I don't want to put extra fertilizer inside the middle row of the first in row. I don't want to waste it. But last year I had it set perfect with the old computer. I mean, it was crazy watching the seed come on, and then you give it a millisecond and then the rib balls would come on. Or when I was coming in, the seed would go off, but the rib balls would stay on to finish that row out perfect, then they would shut off. So, but with the new computer, the Gen 5, I still got to learn it all. But Deere has a tech guy that comes down and he'll set it all up for me once we get rolling and get seed and fertilizer and everything in it. So no sense of fooling it now until I get all that stuff done. So we get ready. But the main thing is just getting all the mechanical stuff good on it right now. That way when we pour back out, seed, fertilizer, she's ready to go, other than get the computer set. So it's a learning curve. The Gen 5, Gen 4, Gen 5 are way different than the 2600 and 2630. I feel the 2600 and 2630, from what I've seen, is easier. They said these are easier once you learn them, but this is what they're going to. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess when I get like a guy that knows everything down here and actually shows me everything, you know, to make you feel a lot better, and you'll be able to do everything a little bit better. But no sense in that right now. So, all right, let's see. Good morning. We're unhooking the planter. I got 90% done what I wanted to do. Can I go back further? I didn't know that table was in the way. Hey, look who showed up to work today. Say hi. I didn't even know he was back there. All right, I'll let you go. All right, I got the planter unhooked. My machine's shuffling around. I still got a little bit to do to the planter, but my brother wanted to get his truck in the shop and the hopper to do some things to it. So a couple things I got to do. I'm going to hook it up later after we get done spreading and doing some things with this tractor. Once we get this tractor done, I'll hook her back up when I keep her hooked up for corn season. I'll have time to, there's an O-ring on the shutoff. I want to get it a new O-ring put on there, and that's pretty much it. And then once we get going, then we'll know if anything else is wrong with it. Every year it seems like when you hook something up, you gotta do something with something. So, but he ain't got but 2 farms left to mow, but it's a little wet, so he's gonna finish him tomorrow. So I'm gonna make sure his tractor is the first one that has to come out of them. Put her back in here. That way she's the first one to come out tomorrow. And we're gonna fiddle with his truck a little bit. I don't know why he got that set. Let's see. It should be, gets this done, we're going to get this new mower washed up, put away, and then this tractor is got to get hooked up to a manure spreader. We're not doing too much chicken manure this year, but we are doing enough that we're going to be rolling with her. We got to put some dry fertilizer on some wheat ground, so he might, instead of using my tractor, I might use this one. I might just use his for spreading manure, because we don't have but a manure shed we got to go do. I could do that by myself, and that way I don't get my girl all dirty for nothing. And let's see here, where's this at? There we go. I love these battery turn off switches that I put on here. I really do. Yeah, I really like that. I should have did that a long time ago. I wouldn't went through so many batteries. But anyway, 2 farms. Well, he's really got 1 farm and then a couple ditches he could do, and then she will be done. Wash her up, get her put. I think we'll put her in here somewhere in this shop instead of the open manure shed we used to keep her in. And that's pretty much it. They say we could, Maryland has all these regulations. You're not allowed to do stuff right away, but they're allowing us to put dry fertilizer on wheat ground. But when you know that it's way too wet right now to do that, so we can't do that, and it's too cold to spray anything on it. I'm not going to do any burn down till later, but I do want to burn down this year before we put chicken manure on. Get the burn down done, then put chicken manure on there. But yeah, he's going to piddle patty with his truck, and that's probably what's going on today. It's slowest. I want this weather to get right so we can get some farming done.